Hey everybody, welcome to the Blue Collar Beer Gourmet. My name is Chris. I am the Blue Collar Beer Gourmet. If this is your first time at my channel, welcome. If you're returning, welcome back. How this channel works is I like to drink craft beer, I like to review craft beer, and I don't like to pay a whole lot of money doing it. So most of the beers that I review on this channel are going to come in around the $2 price range. And today's selection is a perfect example of that. I paid $2, I'm sorry, $1.99 actually, for this 12-ounce can. This is Founder's Trigo Hoppy Wheat Lager. As you will see there, it is referred to as a hoppy wheat lager. But trying to find exactly what the variety is in terms of how does it fit into the parameters of already established varieties, very, very difficult. So here's what I did, gang, and don't I do my best to try and give you as much information as possible. Okay, Beer Advocate and Untappd both refer to this beer as a India Pale Lager. India Pale Lager is not available as a variety on BJCP or Beer Judging Certification Program as a variety to look up stats on. So the stats that I looked up were for the American wheat beer. Now this beer has a 6.3 ABV and 35 IBUs. Typically an American wheat beer comes between 4.0 and 5.5 ABV. Once again, this is 6.3, making it much higher. And normally, American wheat beers come in between 15 and 30 IBUs. Once again, this has 35 IBUs, making it higher. So I don't know that I looked up the right variety for this. It's difficult to tell. If you watch this channel regularly, you know that I'm a big fan of drinking beer out of the proper glassware. So as an India Pale Lager, um, here's what I did. I went to Founder's website. I found their beer. It appears as though they actually have a glass specifically for Trigo. Uh, and I'm hoping that I'm pronouncing Trigo correctly. I'm hoping that I'm saying that correctly. It is the Spanish word for wheat. I am in fact learning Spanish on Duolingo, but I don't really have much aptitude for languages. So if I'm mispronouncing Trigo or however you say it, I apologize profusely. Anyway, getting back to the glassware. I went to their website, and it seems as though they have a glass specifically designed for this beer. I mean, if you go and you look at the listing for Trigo, you will see a glass that has the word Trigo on it, kind of a unique design that I've never seen before. The glass that I had that most fit that particular design was my Pilsen glass, and some of you have been referring to this as a Pilsner glass. Guys, that's not the case. A Pilsner glass is the kind that comes down to almost like a pyramid, an inverted pyramid, basically an upside down triangle. And actually comes to a point down here at the end. This does not come to a point. This is a Pilsen glass as opposed to a Pilsner glass. But a Pilsen glass is supposed to be used for European wheat lagers, which, since I don't have anything for India Pale Lager, that's the case. So as I said, I went to Founder's site, I found the listing for Trigo, and looked at the glass that they had that seems to be very specifically for for this particular beer, for Trigo beer. Well, then I decided, okay, let me see what you're supposed to use for an India Pale Lager, and I went to thebeerspot.com. It says that for an India Pale Lager, you're supposed to use a tulip glass. Now, I do have a tulip glass, but here's the thing I always try to do. I always try to use the glass that the brewer recommends. Whether it seems to make sense or not, I say if the brewer says put your Belgian into a Pilsen glass like this, then do that. Do exactly what the brewer says. So, instead of using the tulip glass this time, I'm going to use my Pilsen glass. However, in the future, when I have India Pale Lagers, where I don't have a specific glass from the brewer telling me what to use, I'm going to be using my tulip glass because that's apparently, according to thebeerspot.com, what you're supposed to be using. Some quick facts about the ratings of this beer. 8 of my friends have given it a cumulative score on Untappd of 3.53. 17,000 of us have given it a cumulative score of 3.66. Beer Advocate has 208 reviews, giving it a cumulative score of 3.9, which on their scale is very good. So, there you have it. One more thing about this beer, it is 6 months old. So for a lager, that's actually pretty fresh. Uh, Looking to see, they don't have, no, there's no further explanation of this beer. So, okay, let's just get to drinking, shall we? Crack this bad boy open. let's take a look at what kind of color this pours. Because I don't remember the website actually saying anything about color or anything like that. They describe the beer, they give the IBUs, they give the ABV, but it's not a particularly detailed uh, information. Wow, I'm getting a huge alcohol smell already. I mean, holy cow. I mean, it's only, what was it, 6.3 ABV? And already, I mean, just the alcohol smell is kind of overwhelming, actually. Uh, Sort of like, do you ever find that pineapple in the back of the fridge and you go and you open the container the pineapple's in and that fermentation smell just hits you in the face? That's kind of what I got with this. Gonna go ahead and show you that what you are seeing is only about a half a shade darker than the actual color. I love it when the camera is showing very close to, if not the exact color of the beer. This is super carbonated. You are not going to see, I don't know if, no, it's not going to show up very well in the camera, but lots and lots of bubbles going towards the top. This head seems to be, I'm going to say semi-resilient. Looks to be sort of aerated, but at the same time doesn't seem to be going anywhere. So I'm going to describe that color as very golden, nice golden color with high carbonation. Give it a beard wipe, see what we come across. Mostly what I smelled was wheat. Didn't get a whole lot on that beard wipe. Gonna stick my schnoz right directly into it, see what we can come up with. You can sure smell lager yeast. Well, you really, really can smell lager yeast. Keep saying, wanting to say yager yeast. You really can smell the lager yeast. There's sort of a sweetness, a honey. I noticed that with wheaty beers though. There's sort of that honey sweetness that comes with wheaty beers. Um, Yeah, that's mostly what I, and then there is a hop profile for sure. You are definitely getting a hop profile. So I think this is actually going to be, I don't know, we're going to find out because I'm going to quit yapping my flap and I'm going to get to drinking. So cheers. Going to describe that as probably a very low mouthfeel, despite the fact that all that alcohol hits the nose when you first open the can. There's really no alcohol burn. I gotta be honest with you, there's not a whole lot of flavor to this. It's not that it's bad, but it's a very, very mellow flavor. It tastes like a wheat beer, but it doesn't taste like a Hefeweizen. I mean, you're definitely getting a lot of the wheatiness. I'd say it's a pretty good balance between malt and hops. Problem is that it's not a particularly noteworthy beer, and I'm frankly kind of understanding why it's getting only between the 3.5 and 4.0 range. And that it's a good beer, but it's not. Well, it's a very subtle flavor, very subtle flavor. That it's a well balanced combination of wheat, malt, and hops. It is very it's greatly balanced. The problem is there's just not a whole lot of flavor to it. Um, but it's not a bad beer. I have had better beers from Founders, and I'm going to recommend. Well, if you've had okay, if this is your first beer from Founders, I'm going to ask you to try other beers from them because this is not overly indicative of their brewing style. This is well, as I said, it's not particularly noteworthy. It's not one that's going to win any awards anytime soon. But all in all, it's still a good beer. So guys, if you like this video, please be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And until next time, drink good beer and don't break the bank doing it. Cheers, everybody.